Welcome back, everyone, to another Company of Heroes 2 replay cast. And today, we're witnessing a replay sent in by Meliodas, or Mel 3 points Iodas. Meliodas. He is playing as the Soviets, and I'm feeling like this volume is way too fucking low. Like, what the hell is wrong? Is it maybe because, game volume? Yeah, game volume is just a bit low, isn't it? Okay. So, yeah, we're witnessing this glorious replay. He's playing as the Soviets, and he's immediately going for a special rifle command. It is a 2v2 on Eindhoven. Is it Eindhoven? Yeah, it's Eindhoven. Kliment Volashilov 1 heavy tank is ready for deployment, comrade. So he's already gone for the shock fucking counterattack, whatever thing. For the B4, in other words. Let's check this out. His ally is Soma, playing as the Brits. He's got some infantry sections going already. And his enemies are going to be OKW, playing, unsurprisingly, as the OKW. Oh, look at this fucking guy. He's barbaring up the green cover. That's nice. And Troid, who I've been told in the description of the replay that Troid is actually like a streamer or something. I don't follow the streaming scene in CO2 anymore. Anyway, this is apparently the first time that Meliodas is sending me a replay, which is very nice of him. Thank you. Joining the glorious Woodcock Luigi army of Doom and sending me replays. So you'll see your replay in action very soon. That was devastating damage, actually. Look at that. Almost taking down 20% of the HP on those Volksgrenadiers. Oh, but these infantry sections are building sandbags behind the little hay bales. Not exactly the greatest idea, especially under fire. The first infantry section is fighting 1v1, way too close to the enemy, and is needing to retreat. Also, there's the double team going on, which is going to prompt Soma to get the fuck out of there. But he's only retreated actually 1 unit back to base, so his other 2 units are still on the field and can still put up at least some kind of contest against these Nazis. And with the green cover, that's certainly going to be pretty effective. However, here comes the Sturm Pioneers. Very smartly, Meliodas has realized what is happening and is trying to flank with his penal battalions to try to give some support to his ally. Of course, this is not working out too well. Oh, why are these guys not standing in the green cover at long range? Looks like they're going to go into close range and try to deal with these Volksgrenadiers at close range, dropping no models on the approach, which is pretty good. And now the Germans are kind of surrounded. The Penals are behind them. Nice incendiary grenade is going to force these Penals out of the cover, but it's a bit too late because the damage has kind of already been done. The Sturm Pioneers are taking heavy damage, and we might even see a wipe. Nice chase on these Penals. Gonna actually get in there, and is the final kill shot gonna be hitting? Full volley from the Penals is not going to drop anyone, and actually this chase has costed Meliodas quite a bit of resources because these Penals took quite some damage. But here comes the clown car with the flame engineers, pretty close to the Volksgrenadiers, of course, with no trucks being converted. No trucks being converted, we don't have the Panzerfausts for these Volksgrenadiers, and they're going to be forced back to base, giving the Allies the complete map control, along with a Universal Carrier and the M3 Scout Car. Now, except for the right side, where we have a Sturm Pioneer just kind of lonely capturing everything, which is quite nice for him. Here comes the reinforcements. Soon enough, actually, since quite a few CP experience points have been accumulated, Meliodas is going to have the shock troops pretty early on. That's just obviously pretty good. Here comes some medical supplies, and the full OKW blob is already back up to full strength and is coming out with a vengeance. Here we come with the Raketenwerfer from Troid, and also the Raketenwerfer from OKW. So the brief moment of full dominance with no counter of the Universal Carrier is going to be over right now. And that is, of course, quite good for the Germans, who are in a pretty shitty position right now. Raketenwerfer also going to be pretty useful against the Universal Carrier, which is now upgraded to Vickers K, so it's going to get in some suppression. but it's going to be risky to use the suppression ability while the Raketenwerfers are around. Troid has gone for the Luftwaffe ground forces, so that is not exactly my favorite doctrine of all time, but we will see possibly some Fallschirmjägers doing some backcapping and stuff. There goes the Universal Carrier. It moved in way too close with no infantry support and no line of sight, and was Panzerfausted and then easily destroyed. And also now it's going to give the Nazis some fuel. So there goes 5 fuel for the Nazis, and there goes a full squad getting wiped. That was pretty nasty. That's the power of Volkblob, I suppose. Oh, Raketenwerfer coming in and capping, but he's gonna get flanked by the scout car. However, the second Raketenwerfer gets in a shot. Now the M3 scout car needs to get the fuck out of there. Perhaps it could use the overdrive to get out, but it looks like it's pretty dead. Oh, it even went down to small arms fire. So the situation now is completely shifted around. This is kind of the... Oh, that's a nice stun grenade. Perhaps not really needed to take out an engineer squad with Sturm Pioneers at close range. And there goes another salvage. So OKW definitely using that salvage ability, but not using his manpower. In fact, Troid also floating a massive amount of manpower. This is really not ideal, to be completely honest. Especially since the tide has completely shifted once again back over to the Nazis. But the Nazis aren't really using their resources and pushing their advantage while they have it. I would like to see another Raketenwerfer coming out, and okay, so he is converting regimental mechanized headquarters. So perhaps we're going to see some kind of light vehicle, and here comes the Fallschirmjäger. So now Troid is using his units. Not sure where the Fallschirmjägers are dropping, but OKW is not using his troops or his manpower to get some troops. And now, as you can see, his army is really tiny, and he's getting pushed by these Penals, who really like. Oh, here comes the Fallschirms. Pretty decent drop for these Fallschirmjägers, gonna get some kills, but the counter to the Fallschirmjägers is actually already on the field, and that is the sniper. Ooh, get the fuck out of there with those Penals. Is he gonna try to do some satchel charging? No. So yeah, this moving into close range with the Penals versus Fallschirmjäger is really not entirely certain was a good idea. Vickers MG plus sniper, pretty deadly combo. So yeah, basically, oh, actually, here comes a commando glider. So basically, my train of thought earlier being that basically, had we had a little bit more usage of these resources from the Nazis right now, their map control game would be expanded quite a bit further. They would be able to cap this right side VP and get a triple cap. They would be able to hold this left side fuel point and hold the Allies in a pretty vice-like grip, denying their fuel. And they would be sort of... they would be snowballing their advantage a little bit further. Instead, here comes 2 Fallschirmjäger drops, and I'm not the biggest fan of this, to be completely honest, because, yeah, this can be strong. It can get quite some damage off, especially when you upgrade the second FG-42. But, like, I don't know. This is better, in my opinion, the flak half-track. But it's just not really pushing the advantage at all. Oh, nice commando ambush. Gonna actually wipe the Raketenwerfer. Not sure if that can be recrewed. The commanders are gonna try to recrew it and get the hell out of there. Perhaps they're gonna be able to, which is pretty surprising. Not sure if sacrificing a lot of a commando's squad is really worth the Raketenwerfer, but all right, decent trade, to be completely honest. He's still got a Raketenwerfer. And Troid should really get another Raketenwerfer, because right now he's out of AT, and, well, the Allies most likely are getting some kind of vehicle capabilities. Here comes the AEC upgrade for Platoon Command Post, and Tier-free Tank of the Battalion Command Post for Meliodas. He could be getting a T-70 right now, but perhaps he's going for a Tier 4 to try to get out some KB1s, or maybe he's going to wait to... Nah, he's definitely going to have enough fuel to get a tank before the B4, and yeah, here comes the Mechanized Armor Compagnia. Left side capturing happening from the Allies with, you know, just a couple of random infantry sections. What I would really like to see right now from Soma is the upgrades for the weapons and the bolster infantry squads. Because right now he is sitting on 250 munitions. He has on, of course, for the Commando Regiment we saw with the Commando Glider. Which is, of course, going to give him the capability to reinforce troops on the field. Still, again, not the biggest fan of the fact that he's not upgrading his... he's not upgrading his Brens, because right now, if he were to get some Brens out, it would really, really support his infantry efforts on the left-hand side of the map. And he's floating 191 fuel, actually, so I wonder if he's going to go for the tier 3 at all, and perhaps try to get out a Centaur or something. The Axis are going for a very infantry-heavy strategy. OKW is still floating a ridiculous amount of manpower, and with a small amount of CPs, I'm really not sure what that manpower could be for. He is going for and he's even building an Obersoldaten, so 340 manpower, right? That's what they cost now? Yeah, 340 manpower should be subtracted from the amount that he's floating, because he was floating that earlier. Oh, nice flank from an AA half-track? What the hell? That's not something you usually see. This is the reason why. Very vulnerable to then getting attacked from the side. But looks like he's going to get out that smoke ability, which thankfully now costs some kind of fucking munitions, because it used to be free, which is ridiculous. The enemy is less than 300 points, but now the Allies are capping both the left side and the center. Where are the Commandos? The Commandos are the ones that are capping the left side. Yeah. Oh, Rakenwerfer setting up to try to destroy the flak half-track. Looks like he's going to run away to the infantry. Sniper already up to 12 kills, so causing some pretty decent damage to the Axis. Oh. Is that a Schwerpanzerquarters? That is a Schwerpanzerquarters positioned at the cutoff, basically, to protect that. Although, yeah, that's a pretty shitty place to put their Schwer, because actually the cutoff is for the munitions and not for the fuel. You really should be placing your Schwer here. Actually, that's the second Schwer, but you might as well put the... I mean, you might as well put the two Schwers in the same spot. I don't know. I don't know, my dude. You really might as well put the Schwers in the same spot. Because the Allies do have... they're the British, so they've got artillery by default, you know? I do not know. Oh, nice. Gotta love it when basic infantry just annihilates commandos and stuff. That's just Axis for you. Yeah, nice push on the right side from Meliodas. And now he's gonna discover the second Schwerpanzerquarters. Oh, holy shit! Almost wiping the Penals. Actually pretty nasty. But the cutoff, actually, funnily enough, was captured anyway. So there goes all the fuel income. When it comes to tech, let's see how they're doing. So Company Command Post is up for Soma, and he does have a Crusader AA. Sorry, a Centaur AA. Tier 4 on the field for Meliodas, and he's going for a T-34-76 instead of for a KV-1. If I was completely honest, I think this is a mistake. Like, at this point... you know, you might as well wait for the 25 more fuel, so it's 1 more minute to get out the KV-1. I don't know. And he does have the B4. Oh, okay, I guess maybe he's trying to go for a T-34 plus B4. And the T-34 would be pretty effective at just, like, dealing with these Fallschirmjägers that are all over the place. I don't know. The Fallschirmjägers would be vulnerable to just the T-34 coming out and just, like, trying to run them over, or, you know, randomly sniping 3 of their models with a single shot. The Fallschirmjägers are doing, like, better than I expected. Honestly, though, this sniper should be starting to really hurt them. And I guess the Axis are kind of lucky that they're floating some manpower, because right now we see on the field quite a lot of manpower attritioning capabilities for the Allies, especially the Centaur AA tank, but also, as I said, the Sniper. And potentially, I mean, T-34, potentially KV-1s, potentially B-1s. Oh, damn. Shoots and randomly hits a mine. That's pretty good. I love the skin, actually. That's a pretty cool skin. So T-34 on the field, gonna start to wipe, or, you know, get some damage done on the Axis. Of course, the T-34 is a pretty interesting ability, unit in Company of Heroes 2, because it is just the cheapest, like, cheapest and shittiest medium tank, but it's still a medium tank, you know? It's still gonna just absolutely annihilate infantry if there isn't a counter like a Raketenwerfer or something. Raketenwerfer is here, almost takes out the Centaur AA. There's a lot of Raketenwerfers, actually. This T-34 is in deep shit, and there he goes, but will that result in a wipe? Actually, popping the 4 Mother Russia, that's a pretty good ability, actually. And the Pinos with that buff are just going to annihilate a ton of units. Unfortunately for them, they're not able to take out the AA half-track at all. Yeah, that's perhaps where the PTRSs should have come into play. And here comes the Panzer IV from Troid, which is, of course, going to just absolutely destroy the T-34 in a one-on-one fight. But, I mean, the Allies also have their own AT guns, the Raketenwerfer that was stolen, and also an Ordnance Expounder anti-tank gun. So this Panzer IV, not sure why the Panzer IV is just moving in protected by any kind of infantry, unsupported at all. We have Fallschirmjägers going to recap the field point, which was decapped. Very nice actual harassment game from the Allies. They're just constantly going to the flanks with their units and capping some points. Which, if you think about it, when your opponent has like Fallschirmjägers and stuff, this really should not be how... Oh, I loved it. Can we talk about how good this unit is, by the way? This is like one of the unironically best units in the game that no one uses. The fucking map hack half-track is so fucking good. He's not popping the infrared searchlight yet, but it's just so good. It's just so fucking good. Let's watch from their perspective. So right now he doesn't see anything. It's actually been nerfed massively, because it used to be that, you know, it would just spot things all the time, you know. It's still got a really nasty sight range. Like, look at this shit. It's amazing. So now he sees that there's the 2 ATs coming in. But once he pops that detection mode, you know... Oh, I like this play, actually. This is a good mechanic. Very good mechanics, actually, from all these players. Better than I'm used to. Look at this. Soma, with his 2 ATs, he sees that there's the infrared half-track just going around, because you can see the little infrared searchlight little indicators. And he tried to snipe the infrared half-track with his attack round from his AT guns. That is actually really nice. Really, really nice play. Anyway, if going for an infrared half-track is really good play and shows that he's got some good game knowledge and shit, the fact that he's floating 1,100 manpower and 155 fuel certainly shows that he could work on his macro for sure. 2 T-34-76s actually from Melchiodas. All right. I guess 2 times the chances of a random 76mm main gun round just wiping out an infantry squad. And yeah, now he's just completely overrunning the right side with the 2 T-34s. Which, you know, are going to be pretty effective against the Panzer IV. I would say that even though they're more... Oh, God, the sniper get wiped by the P4. Damn, that was not at all what should have happened for the Soviets. And, of course, the Panzer IV... what I was about to say is, even though the T-34s are... Oh, now I should definitely lower the game volume, because we're... Okay, the game has picked up a little bit. Because even though the two T-34s are more expensive and thus you'd think maybe should beat the Panzer IV, no way. Because the T-34s are 2 units, thus they have sort of 2 hit chances separately. Oh, actually, stealing. Oh wait, no, that's the British. 2 chances of shooting and hitting, or wiping, or missing, or whatchamacallit, Gigabrain moment. Yeah, 2 chances of missing, 2 chances of not penetrating, all sorts of things, right? So with the Panzer IV, it's only 1 tank, and it's got a much superior accuracy, much superior armor, much superior penetration. So it's much more likely that its shots are going to go to the target and actually hit and penetrate. While the 2 T-34s, especially if they're moving T-34s are just like the worst fucking unit in the game. You need to stop when you're using the T-34. But when you stop with the T-34s, you know, you're giving up on your mobility advantage, and you're giving up on on the ability to quickly retreat and repair. Because what you want to do with the T-34s is you want to use them almost more like infantry squads than tanks. Their actual armor capability is very low. So you don't really want to be using them to take shots. You want to be using them basically on the flanks, running around, getting wipes, using their mobility advantage, and trying to not lose them, especially. Because it's really, really easy to lose T-34s, and sometimes it's also like a good trade to lose 2 T-34s for a Panther or something. But T-34s can get very, very strong when vetted up. And they're very useful, again, on the flanks, just wiping out infantry. As you can see, the allies have complete dominance of the flanks, triple cap. They have all the fuel points. This is very, very good for them. But they can't stand up in a sort of frontal fight, you know? Ooh. Oh, looks like we've got a B4. Free kills. Yeah, here comes the second B4 round. Almost wiping out a Fallschirmjäger squad. And once they hit Vet 1, they can cap. So if you can keep a couple like Vet 2 or Vet 3 T-34s alive for a lot of the game, they're gonna provide a lot more value than their unit price would sort of warrant, right? But it needs a lot of micro, because you need to keep these guys alive, and it's difficult. And, you know, as I said, there's a lot of variables when it comes to T-34s. When you're on the move, they don't do a lot of damage with their main gun because they miss all the time. They like to not penetrate Axis tanks. So it's actually one of the most interesting units in this game. But, you know, you need to be able to use them to their fullest extent. Certainly a lot more interesting than similar Axis units, because the Panzer IV is just, you build it, you park it in a spot, it shoots the main gun, wipes infantry, sometimes bounces shots, sometimes doesn't. You then run away, you keep it vetted, and you just like, you know, you do that. With the T-34, there's a lot more dimensions to using them than there is using a Panzer IV. There's certainly a lot more dimensions than using a Panther either. When it comes to the Panther, you just build it, you keep it alive, you get it vetted up. When the enemy tanks show up, you go, you shoot at the tanks. Once the tanks are low, if you can get them low, you chase them down, you use the armor, and you use the speed, and that's it. That's the Panther right there. When it comes to the T-34, like maybe right now you're killing the infantry, but oh no! Here comes a fight that you can't take. You should probably get the fuck out of there. But maybe in a different situation, you would want to commit. Perhaps if you had an IS-2 in the rear, perhaps you would want to commit the T-34s and try to crush this force, you know? You could try to run the infantry over. You could try to use the ram to immobilize the Panzer IV and use the, you know, the heavy tank in the rear to do the damage and perhaps kill it. And it would be a good trade. But in this case, you want to get the fuck out of there as early as possible. Otherwise, what happens is pretty predictable. The Panther comes in and kills you. Are they gonna survive? I don't really like what this T-34 is doing. I think both T-34s are gonna go down in this fight. But perhaps it was a bait, because here comes 2 AT guns from the side, getting a lot of damage off on this Panther. Ah, the Panther just barely surviving. Here comes... Okay, the T-34 gets the killing shot on the Panther. The B4 howitzer was attempting to get... he was not veteran one for the direct fire attack. So that was the B4 howitzer attempting to... attempting to wipe shit over there. I love how Soma actually has not gone forward in his armor after the Centaur AA. And the Centaur AA itself hasn't really like managed to do anything, which is pretty sad for him. He's been working his infantry and weapon teams pretty well, though. Here comes a Stuka for Troid, which is a decent counter to what the British are doing. And could even perhaps get some counter battery fire on the B4 howitzer. So not the biggest blunder on that Stuka. It's decent. But yeah, Soma just now, he's going for a Churchill. Not the biggest fan of the Churchill, but it can work out spectacularly sometimes. Especially when your opponent is lacking, like, fast medium tanks and tank destroyers and stuff. Or like a massive amount of AT guns. Oh. Commandos versus Vet 5 Volksgrenadiers. Vet 5 Volksgrenadiers almost win. I mean, the 2 Raketans at this point could have won that with their crew members. Alright. I love how OKW hasn't picked a doctrine yet. Like, what the hell? Kinda interesting, not gonna lie. And here comes the Churchill. I mean, looking at the tactical map, the Germans are pressured pretty heavily, because here we have the Soviet force on the right side, and we have the British in the center. Is the B4 going to shoot? I'm expecting the B4 to shoot at any time to try to get some wipes on the center area. And yeah, I mean, this is what I mean. Like, look at this guy. He's got 16 kills, and one of them was a vehicle. So, wait, what? No vehicle kills? What the fuck? Here comes the recon overflight. He unfortunately does not see anything. Yeah, you should probably get the fuck out of there with these 2 vehicles. They're in a pretty shitty spot. Nice Su-85. Starting to do some damage. Well, now you see, though... Ooh. Pretty shitty Stuka. Pretty shitty opening Stuka. Like, this is obviously meant to support the offensive that's going to happen from the right side. Trying to take out the AT gun, but it didn't. And the Brits still have their sort of center area position. Nice stun grenade on these commandos, which who otherwise would have just absolutely annihilated the Obersoldaten. Now the commandos need to get the fuck out of there or else they're gonna die. Right. Where's the B4 during all of this? The B4 is not firing for whatever reason. It is now turning around. Is it gonna try to wipe out those Raketans? B4, hello? Yeah, the B4 was really missed during all of this. The Axis was advancing with blobs and stuff. Here comes the shot. Is it going to be targeted correctly? Ah, so close. So close. That was actually just the RNG missing. It was targeted pretty well. Here comes the second shot. Oh, wow. Absolutely wiping a building and one of their Rakens. Here comes the third one. Wiping the second Raken. That was good. All right. B4 is starting to show for itself. And here comes the shock troops. Bit late on those shock troops, to be completely honest. Pretty useless at this point in the game, to be completely honest. But although they could be useful on like the extreme right, just like keep one shock troop on the right side VP all the time. But at some point, the P4 is gonna realize what is happening and then just to go there and either wipe them out or seriously damage them. And here comes the LEFH, which is what I was expecting the whole time, to be completely honest. The Overwatch doctrine. At this point, though, it's like you've taken it so late. Like it's not really gonna be that much use to you except just like building LEFHs. I mean, he's got quite a bit of pop cap in reserve, so he could build another LEFH or perhaps even 2 LEFHs. How much pop cap is an LEFH? I don't remember. But what I'm guessing is gonna be the King Tiger, right? Like, there's no way you're not going for a King. Like, you can go for the mechanized headquarters right now. Ew. Oh, wait, 2 mines? Nice mining on the right side, I guess. These T-34s need to get the fuck out of there. Panzer IV? Doing what? I don't know. Oh. Well, I was not expecting the Su-85 to come out. Su-85 should definitely not chase, though, because... yeah, Rakens. Here comes the Stuka Barrage on the center. Gonna try to wipe out those AT guns once again. I don't know, dude. At this point, you might as well go a little further and try to destroy the B4. The B4 is actually counter-battering. Oh, he, like... look at that. That was so close, and it did almost no damage. There goes one of the Pinos. Second shot, gonna do some more damage to the half-track. Here comes the third shot. Completely misses. T-34s, however, are repaired, and they're now gonna just absolutely annihilate these Vet Fallschirmjägers, while the Panzer IV is repairing, which is going to allow the Allies a little bit more dominance on the center, with Churchill, of course. But now, here comes the counter battery fire on that B4 with the LEFH. So that is obviously going to be pretty nasty, and yeah. Okay. Soviet push. Probably should not be doing this without recon. Excuse me? Actually, what did that? Okay, nice. Destroying the decrewed T-34. That was a pretty good move. Now perhaps the Panzer IV is overextending. Like, you know that there's an Su-85, my dude. Oh my god, if he survives, he's so lucky. Okay, that is absolutely not worth it. Very, very good ambush with the Rakenwerfer. With the cloaking. Yeah, I mean, you knew there was an Su-85 there. So why the fuck did you move in? Like, that was just such an unnecessary risk from Troid. Like, at this point, you might as well play safe with the Panzer IV and not trade it for T-34s when it's Vet 4 almost. Holy shit, that's a massive mistake. OKW, like, my dude. There's either 2 explanations for this, right? When you're floating this much this many resources, you're either not playing optimally because you're not building enough units, or you're not playing aggressively. You're not playing optimally because you're not playing aggressively enough that you're at full pop cap, or at the full pop cap that you want to be at because you want to get the King Tiger, which he wants, of course, to do. But you're still, like, you're still floating a ridiculous amount of manpower, so that means that you could be using your units more proactively, even while waiting for the king. You could be more aggressive. You could be moving in. You could be taking more losses and doing trading, because at this point you can trade basically. It would be more useful to use this 2k manpower when you're getting capped. You have fuel issues because you're getting capped, and whatchamacallit? You have fuel issues because you're getting capped. You have VP issues because you're getting capped. So basically, you're being overwhelmed and you're kind of boxed in, right? What is the solution to that? The solution to that is not to float more manpower for, you know, later attrition. The solution to that... Ooh, here comes some strafing. Lamau. The solution to that is, ooh, air supremacy operation on the LDFH artillery. That is a pretty good... That is a pretty good use of an air supremacy operation, in my opinion. Here comes the bombs. There goes the crew. And there goes the gun. What? What in the fly... Oh, no, okay, it actually did destroy with the third barrage. But at this point in the game, what you should be... what you're lacking is territory. You're lacking is territory, you're lacking space. And the way you buy that space is by sacrificing some units and using your manpower, basically. You're lacking time and space and not manpower. So you should be using your manpower to get the space and the time. But yeah, I'm expecting the KT at any point, basically, right now from the OKW. And now finally we see some KV-1s on the field. Now, KV-1s are basically T-34s, but slow and with armor, instead of fast and with speed and no armor. They've got the same shitty-ass gun, basically. Still the same problems, you know, very prone to missing random shots. But, you know, at this point in the game, perhaps you want survivability. Especially when you've got two B4s. Well, you've got the first B4, and you're going for a second B4. The first B4 is doing pretty well. First B4 doing pretty well. Perhaps it is now waiting for the Axis artillery to show itself to try to do some counter battery. But given the performance on that last counter battery on the... Oh, here comes the KT. Oh, here comes the KT from Troid, actually. I was not expecting Troid to come out with a KT. I was expecting him to continue with the Panthers and stuff. Nice satchel charge, gonna disable this thing for quite a bit. Yep. Oh, actually, what is this Churchill doing? Okay, I guess they're going for it. Here comes the Churchill, here comes an air supremacy operation. What in the flying fuck? I mean, even with the damaged engine, it doesn't seem like... It seems like it's gonna be very difficult to hit this guy with the, you know, bombing runs. Yeah, look at how fast he traveled by the time the bombs got there. That was a waste of 250 munitions. But still, lots of damage dealt on this KT, who now needs to go back and repair itself. So that is obviously pretty good, putting an end to all that. What is happening with OKW? Why are you floating this much? You can get the KT. Can you? Oh, you've not upgraded, is it because you've not upgraded the Pioneers? I forget. But he should be able to call in the King Tiger right now. Why isn't he doing it? Why is he floating so much? He hasn't built a single tank in this whole game. He's just microing his infantry on the left side. And it's not going particularly well anymore. Because at this... Actually, can we talk about, like, how he hasn't been, like, annihilated by the Centaur AA yet? Or this Churchill? Like, what the fuck? I don't know, dude. This is so weird. Oh, yeah. The Vickers MG. His greatest nemesis. Oh, Fort Mother Russia has been popped. Here comes the assault from the two Pinos. Looks like the KT one was lost in, yeah, was lost in the KT engagement. I mean, you've got a lot of munitions, so popping this makes sense, but I don't know. Doesn't really seem like you're doing a lot with it. Although you are pushing on the right side. Oh, Jesus. Vet 4 Fallschirmjägers versus 2 vet-free Pinols with the for the motherland. Oh, well. Oh, these engineers are gonna die. Wow. So great. Sure, I'm happy that I got these Fallschirmjägers. Here comes the second Fallschirmjäger. Actually doing pretty well. Oh, B4 is shooting. Not sure where. Around here. Another Strafniki is dead. Oh, wow. He's just shooting into the base. Okay. Here comes the second King Tiger. So we have the... Did I just miss the B4 killing a King Tiger? I think I did! I think I just missed the B4 killing a motherfucking King Tiger. Because, yeah, there ain't no first KT on the field anymore. Oh my lordy lord. The Lord of Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Muhammadun Rasulullah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. And I fucking I missed it. I actually just missed it. This is hilarious. All right. Okay. Very interesting. I kind of wish I could... Wait, can you disable this, like, unit... Show paths? Show unit descriptions? Show player color? Sticky selection? Graphics? Unit occlusion? Oh. Wait, no. It's doing it again. The fuck? I just want to see the gun, like, without the people sticking out of it. Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what is happening with this. Well, I guess I'm gonna screenshot it regardless for my thumbnail. Well, yeah. That is like the only possible explanation because there was no allied push to kill it. So I'm guessing it was the B4. And now it's just... Now the Nazis are just in their base and they're just getting B4'd. Which is really funny, to be honest.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
The LEFH is trying to respond, but it's just missing. Very unfortunate. So, second King Tiger on the field after the first one is dead. Troid at this point is probably gonna wait for another KT, because, yeah. I mean, if the Nazis just went for, like, a normal lineup of using some mediums and maybe some tank destroyers, it would have won this game so hard. Because there's no counter to just, like, 4 Panzer IVs showing up mid, killing the Su-85 and going in and killing the B4 Howitzer, right? Like, there's just no counter to it, right? Because, yeah, we do have the Raketenwerfer, and actually the 2 Raketenwerfers, but only now we have a Firefly coming in from Soma, and his, like, resource situation was very strained for most of the game, so he couldn't have... Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I like it. Is actually debated. Is it actually going to wipe the guns? Yup. There goes 2 Raketenwerfers just deleted off the field. Just completely wiped. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I really don't know. Like, there... What I'm thinking... Why is the KT alone? It's kind of dumb. Like, what I'm thinking is... Hold Well, the Centaur is Vet 2 now, so now it suppresses, which is hilarious. Oh, wow, just completely cut down the size. I don't know, I'm just thinking that if OKW just used his resources and, like, built 4 Panzer IVs, or, like, yeah, something dumb, like 2 Panzer IVs and a Panther, and just kind of, like, charged in, he would have just, like, rolled everything, right? Like, am I insane in thinking this? Like, he would have rolled the Rakens, the stolen Rakens, you know, perhaps even with some flanking maneuvers, which the Axis don't seem to be really too into. And they would have just then gone on and killed the artillery. Like, I don't know why they're just, like, sitting here just getting fucking pounded by B4s. Well, I know now why, because they can't do anything about it at this point. Oh, he's going for a Panther, Troid? Troid is going for a Panther. I mean, yeah, I suppose it's a better use of your resources than another KT at this point, because you are getting kind of trolled by the, you know, by the Soviets on the right side. Oh. Well, looks like the B4s finally, B4s finally noticed the second LEFH, and now they're gonna kill it most likely because it's, you know, at this point this B4 is vet free, so. Oh, there goes the crew. There doesn't go the gun, which is unfortunate. Actually, pretty smart play from Meliodas over here, building his B4 close to his special rifle command so that he can reinforce. This is actually a pretty smart move, and also building the second one close to the Horsa glider. So that is some pretty good play, just ensuring that if just random artillery comes his way and he like starts to lose crew members, he can reinforce them and try to keep the crew alive with the veterancy. Of course, this doesn't work if he gets like wiped in a single shot, but you know, at this point with 2 B4s, he can just like suppress the Nazis. You know, if there's one LEFH, you can just like keep that LEFH constantly under fire. There goes the Ram. But the Su-85, the vet-free Su-85 is okay. Just a Panther, you know, just an abandoned Panther. There goes the assault officer, dying. Looks like he kind of just forgot about it. The Firefly that was being built earlier is not on the field, so it was either cancelled or it died. I heard a British tank crew dying, so I'm guessing that was the Firefly. Unfortunate, but the King Tiger, the King Tiger survives, but only with, you know, by the skin of its teeth. Oh, looks like Meliodas cannot repair the Panther, so he doesn't even try and destroys it. And yeah, as I said, he's just, oh, so close. He's just able to hit the LEFH artillery, you know. Almost destroying another KT, by the way. Where's the repairs, dude? Where's the fucking repairs? Oh. The repair guys all got killed by the B4. Oh no, never mind. Here are the repair guys. Like, how at minute 44 of a 2v2 on Eindhoven country can a Centaur AA tank just kind of waltz into the center and start killing Nazi units? This is so ridiculous. Oh. Well, that is interesting. That is certainly somewhat interesting. 17 pounder. Oh wait, was that a wipe? Was that a wipe on a German unit with the B4? Probably. Interesting choice, honestly, with the 17 pounder. Not the worst, to be completely honest, because that's gonna deny a very large area to the KT that can't do anything against it, basically. Well, Centaur AA is not vet-free, so it's gonna be devastating. With the extra rate of fire and also the strafing fire ability. I mean, part of the reason why I say that the 17-pounder is an interesting move is also that, you know, they knew that there was an LAFH, so yeah, kind of yikesy. Oh, is he gonna be going with the strafing fire? Yup, wipes out both of the Rakens. Very nice, very, very nice. Can probably wipe out the Rakens with a satchel charge, but he's taking quite a bit of damage. Here comes some Stukas. What in the flying fuck is happening? That was a Fallschirmjäger, perhaps? Jerry's only got 100 points left in the... Oh! Okay. Here comes a ramp. What is up with T-34s getting decrewed? Like, I swear, this happens so much lately. Like, I've seen this happen 5 times between the last game that I played and this game. This is actually just ridiculous. Like, what the fuck? I'm sure it's just something that they added to a patch note at some point, and I just didn't, you know, realize. Yeah, not sure what this Soviet push on the right side was all about. Well, here comes some arty. Damn. Good usage of the Obersoldaten. Nice flank. I mean, oh, I haven't even paid attention that much to victory points. We have 56 VPs on the Allied side. So actually, the Allies are very close to losing. Again, had you just built like fucking... Why are you saving up? You've got your KT. Why aren't you fucking Why aren't you bloody like just building random Panzer IVs or something? Like, the Nazis would have won this game with just some map control. That's so funny. I don't know. Like, yeah, all they needed is just map control or something. I don't know. I'm just not... I'm so flabbergasted by this game. Like, the Allies played very well. The Axis played very well with their infantry, but their macro was just so, like, terrible. Their macro was just incredibly bad. I don't understand. Oh, and now they're in a position where it's down to the wire when... To be completely honest, they should have won this game, like, 15 minutes ago. And yet, now they have a vet-free Centaur AA tank defending the left-hand side with an infantry section with no fucking Brens. Where the fuck are the Brens, my dude? My dude, Soma. You played pretty well most of this game, but where the fuck are the Brens? Like, Jesus Christ. And they're losing to an allied team that basically has no, like, endgame heavy tanks. They have the Churchill, sure, but that's just more of a... It's more of a mid to high tier unit than a, you know, high tier unit. And they're not facing a swarm of mediums, which is what the Allies usually do, or a swarm of tank destroyers. And they're still losing. Like, the only reason why the Axis can't just spam their excellent medium tanks is that the Allies maybe can, you know, go for lots of tank destroyers and AT guns. But this is not happening, this game. And yet, the Axis are still not spamming their excellent AT, medium tanks, you know? Oh yeah, now the Centaur AA can probably just annihilate these Obersoldaten. Oh, nice smoke! Strafing... Oh, strafing fire is not enough, so it's gonna get decapped. Middle is getting decapped by the massive assault from these elite units, but the right side has been capped by the engineers. Here comes the T-34s. Here comes the T-34s flanking and actually annihilating these Raketenwerfers, which should allow, where's the Churchill? Should allow the Churchill to come into the middle and kill everything, but the Churchill's getting repaired or something. The King Tiger is also damaged for whatever reason and getting repaired. The Centaur AA has wiped all of the Obers on the right side, which is allowing the Allies a little bit more time to stay in the fight in the middle. But here comes some random, like, airburst artillery from the LFH. LFH is dead, but not before it was able to completely wipe the infantry section. There is a Vet 5 fucking Stern Pioneer. Here comes the B4, and destroying another King Tiger, because of course. And here comes an air supremacy operation, providing yet more space for the Allies to come into the center. And there's no German infantry left, but there's also an assault artillery. Sorry, where the fuck is it? Sorry, a sector assault coming from OKW. It's not enough. 2 Churchills in the center with nothing to cap it, but oh wait, it's the fucking Raketenwerfer that was stolen at minute 2 with the commandos, and it's now vet free. And yeah, it can just cap this point. Right side has been decapped by some Fallschirms, but it's not enough because the T-34s, remember what I told you about T-34s, sometimes it's just nice to have them. They're still a medium tank. And now the engineer that survived and sort of hid in the right corner can cap the center, and now it's a triple cap, and now it's over! This was a good game. I enjoyed it. The Nazis could have won by just playing normally. They did quite a bit of funky fun shit, but then they also went full retard. And yeah, now you're just like you're in a death fight, 30 VPs to 0 for, you know, for the VPs, right? And you're just able to build 2 Panthers. You're literally just able to build 2 Panthers while that is happening. That is just how many resources this motherfucker was floating. Anyway, great B4s. 42 kills on one, 13 on the other. Killed 2 King Tigers. Yeah, great T-34s, great B4s. Pretty good British infantry play. In the end, he did lose like most of his infantry, but he played very well with that infantry. Except for the fact that he didn't fucking go for any Brens for whatever fucking reason. And overall, nice engineers and Churchills and shit. That worked out pretty well, you know, with the heavy engineers. So yeah, I want to thank y'all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. And I'll see you soon.